Hello, everyone. My name is
Hi.
Debby, and I'm going to be leading the Plum Tree Yarn Shop's first KAL knit along, and we're going to be doing Triangle Parade by Stephen West. And by now you've hopefully got the pattern. If you haven't, you'll need to get that before we start. And also, I'm going to talk about color choices today. I'm using 5 colors. Can you see them over here? And they're all in shades of blue, and there's one brown and a white. And the colors are A, B, C, D, E. So you can kind of follow along in it and read through the sections, and you'll see that the first one you knit color A, which for me will be the light blue. And then the second section you knit color B, which is the white for me. And then you mix B and C together. So you're going to be mixing 2 of these colors together. So if you look at your colors and decide, well, I want to rearrange it because I don't like how they'll play out on the on the shawl, that's completely up to you. The whole idea of any pattern is you create your own color palette on it. If you wanted a pop of color for this one, the pop of color would be the light blue. But you could do really wild and crazy pop of color. You can do a monochromatic sort of theme. It's really up to you on what colors you like. But this one is a good one to experiment that pop because it's not real bold and out there. And it's also blended with some of the other yarn as you go along the way. On the pattern, his pop of color is the bright pink. So you can see that there's only 2 triangles that have the bright pink. And the other big section is mixed with another color. That's the striping. So before we start, you'll need to get your yarn all prepared and pick your colors. You don't have to limit yourself to 5. You can do 8 or 10 or however many you want to do. It's a good way to use some yarn if you already have it and you want to incorporate that into it. That's completely on what you'd like to do. And then I'd like you also to have your swatch done so that you're getting approximate gauge. You don't have to get it exactly because it is a shawl. It doesn't matter if it's spot on correct, but you want it within reason because if you don't, that could affect how much yarn you use. And this yarn, the pattern does, the biggest amount is for color C is 395 yards. So like for the heritage yarn we picked, I think it's 384 yards for that. So I might run a little close on that, but this is flexible enough that one of the colors I only use 240 yards, so I could switch it out if I'm running low on one and just fill it in with the other one. So watch your yardage on what color you pick versus how much yardage is used in that for that color. You'll need to, and we'll talk about this in the first one, the very first triangle is really small. But you're going to be doing an I-cord edge and then learning how to pick up along that I-cord edge to create this triangle that goes along the parallelogram. It's not hard, it sounds hard, but we'll talk through that during the first meeting that we have about the actual KAL. Today we're not going to talk about the construction. Mostly I want to talk about the colors you want to pick and getting all that prepared before we actually start. If you're on Ravelry, we're going to start a Ravelry thread on the Plum Tree Yarn Shop group page, and that way you can post pictures, or if you're having a problem you can even ask me questions on that too if it's in between these Zoom calls, and I'll be monitoring that if you have questions or anything. Do you have any questions?